that specific, really painful silence. You pour your entire soul into a track or a film or a painting. You finally release it, and, well, the world just kind of shrugs. It feels like the work is misunderstood, or worse, just completely ignored.
Yeah. It is the whole starving artist trope, right?
Yeah.
But it is very real. The problem usually isn't the art itself, though. It is that most creatives, so we're talking movie directors, music producers, songwriters, visual artists, they are all missing a relationship engine.
Right. And just to be clear for everyone listening to this, we aren't talking about becoming a generic YouTuber or doing weird dance trends. We are talking about a video series as an actual trust mechanism.
Exactly. Modern trust is built on familiarity. If you want a repeatable marketing supply chain, people need to hear your voice before they buy into your vision. When they know the voice, they actually trust the art.
But let's be honest here, the execution is usually where this falls apart.
Yeah.
Most directors would rather scrub a timeline for 10 hours straight than set up lighting for themselves.
Oh, 100%. Which is why having the right infrastructure is completely non-negotiable.
Yeah.
That is exactly where partners like Tim Africa come in seamlessly. They handle the studio production and the remote workflows, so you don't have to.
Right, because the goal is to make this strategy repeatable, so it doesn't suddenly become a second job. You just show up, you talk about your craft, and they handle the mess.
And let's look at why this works on a deeper level. The core formula here, and I love this, is that art plus narrative equals meaning.
I love that too. And meaning equals loyalty, right?
Exactly. That is the intimacy factor. Fans today can stream a song anywhere. That is just a commodity. What isn't a commodity is the struggle behind the song. They want that lyric origin story or a studio diary.
It changes the perceived value entirely. I mean, a painting is just pigment on canvas until, the artist was heartbroken when they painted it. Suddenly you aren't buying paint, you are buying a piece of their history.
Because context creates value. But again, the trap is thinking you have to edit that story yourself at 3 in the morning. The Tim Africa approach is so interesting here because they focus on turning one single recording into a full content pack.
Which keeps the artist focused on the actual craft and not staring at export settings. And we have seen this work at such a high level. Look at Song Exploder.
Oh yeah, the absolute gold standard for music. They didn't just play songs, they deconstructed them layer by layer.
It got over 60 million downloads in a Netflix series. Because it proved that audiences are desperate for process, not just the finished product.
And on the film side, you have the DGA director's cut. That brings up this whole concept of collaboration gravity, which I think is absolutely brilliant.
It is a total game changer for networking, isn't it? Instead of cold emailing a producer or a curator to ask for a meeting, you use the show to invite them into a conversation.
Right. You aren't networking, you're creating content together. It immediately shifts the power dynamic.
That sounds great, but I can hear the skeptics right now. They'll say, yeah, likes don't pay the rent. Is this actually driving business in terms of rands and cents?
That is the critical question, especially for the South African market. You have to move beyond just counting views. You need to track if these conversations actually drive growth. That is why you need dashboards.
And Tim Africa actually provides that performance marketing layer to prove the ROI.
Exactly. So you know exactly how that relationship engine is performing. You aren't just guessing anymore.
So if I'm a creative listening to this, I'm probably thinking, I do not have time to start a massive media empire right now.
And you really shouldn't. The smart play is to start with a pilot season. Don't commit to an infinite treadmill. Just do 6 episodes.
And then squeeze every single drop of juice out of them.
It is all about repurposing. One 45-minute video interview becomes 8 to 12 vertical clips for TikTok or Reels, plus a newsletter, a blog post, and the audio for apps.
It is an entire ecosystem, not just an episode. Yeah. You could do scene commentary if you were a director or demo, to release breakdowns if you are a musician.
Ideally, yes. It shifts your mindset from promoting, which always feels a bit gross, to documenting, which feels incredibly necessary. Look, we are in an attention economy where algorithms just reward noise.
But long-form conversations reward depth. If you want to build a legacy, you need that depth.
100%.
So here's the provocative question for you listening. Do you want to be the most familiar voice in your niche? Or do you want to keep explaining your art from scratch every single time you meet someone?
If you are ready to stop explaining and start building that asset, you need the infrastructure to do it right.
For the production distribution and those crucial analytics, you really need to check out Tim Africa.
You can find them at tim.africa or pod.tim.africa.
And across socials, at tim.africa on Instagram and YouTube, at tim.africa on Facebook, and at tim.africa_ on TikTok.
It is time to turn that expertise into trust.
Thanks for listening.
10 pitches, here we go. Ideas fast, project flow. Catch the vibe, catch the spark. Light it up, ignite the dark. 10 pitches, with a big idea, switches. Podcasters, turn to the marketing riches. Plug it in, turn it loud. Build your brand, make it proud. Pitch it high, pitch it sweet. Performance game, can't be beat. 10 pitches, with a big idea, switches. Podcasters, turn to the marketing